Okay, so let's try recording this for once instead of streaming it, but after last night's horrifying failure, despite the fact that we tried really hard, I have every intention to want to try to win this. I'm mad. This online mode, I wonder how that plays. I guess you could do online multiplayer. The blue person's so happy here. I'm Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! It says around 60 minutes. I kind of only want to play the 30-minute one, but I don't know that we can do it in 30 minutes. Should we try? I kind of have ideas. Ah, spooky high school. The sweetest years of our lives. Anyway, first of all, for those who aren't just watching this and don't actually know anything about what I'm doing here, this is Monster Prom. It's a game I've been streaming on my Twitch on Monday nights a couple times. It's fantastic. If you haven't watched me on Twitch, twitch.tv/HollyCheer is my Twitch. Anyway, we're gonna play some Monster Prom, and we're gonna actually try to go to the prom and see if we can actually do it. So, our spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then, we were young and unafraid, sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were, and so there's like this whole thing with this. The main characters are all really cool. This guy, I gotta try this guy at some point, but right now we're gonna play as her, because we had a really fun idea. So this is Chernobyl. We named her Chernobyl, and that's the best name for her ever, but I guess they're just yellow, red, green, and blue. I guess that's what the internet calls them, but yeah, no. This is a really good name. I'm really proud of myself. Because she's Jennifer, right? Because she's a Jin. Yeah. Better than fire puns.
Light it up!
Light it up! And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 3 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream of prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of our 8 most charismatic classmates. Charismatic? Are they charismatic, though? Some of them aren't. Look at Zoe over there being a cutie. Scott Howell, 21. Werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly large heart. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19. A sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. Polly Geist, 22. A party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things. Yeah. We've done nothing but try to romance Polly lately, so we're gonna do something else here. Polly likes the sex ors. Damien LaVey, 21. A fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Lam de Leoncourt, 4XX. A hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid the fact that he was truly a lovable dork. Zoe, forever. I love Zoe forever. An elder's cutie who went from endless deity of the dark realms to ultimate fangirl. Calculester Hewlett-Packard version 1.0. A library computer who had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. And Vera Oberlin, 23. A mean, self-made Gorgon with a merciless sense of business. Don't let her fool you, she's actually a sweetheart. It was clear it had to be one of them. But who? So in this run, I will be trying to romance Miranda, because why not? We only have 3 weeks to choose our prom date, but even more daunting, we only have 3 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. So we're playing the short version, so we only have 3 weeks. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. So we just have to focus as hard as we can on the one person. On Fish Waifu. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Welcome to Monster Prom, stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more, we're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom, stupidest pop quiz ever, trademark. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character stats. I love how upfront they are about that. I also really want to express that this does have swearing in it. It may not be appropriate for young ages. Just until we go too much farther. There's a lot of sexual teenager content too. Although Miranda is fairly innocent from what I've seen, so I think it won't be. She's basically a Disney princess with an evil streak. The way each of you will start by having stats. Yeah, but let's start. Okay. A radioactive possum just bit you. What superpowers you get? Fanfic every Mondays. Probably rabies. I'd go to a hospital immediately. The superpower of always choosing the right combination of emojis to get the desired reaction from all people. Seducing my loved ones, burning my enemies, setting any arguments, and even conveying complex emotional thoughts. The incredible power of writing fanfiction so compelling actual creators of TV shows decide to go with my ideas and crazy ships. So I actually don't know which stats I need for Miranda. I think charm. But we're just going to raise all our stats through the roof as much as possible. This is probably fun, right? Oh, it's charming. Look at that. We have the right emojis. An alien race invades Earth and they tell you the world's fate depends on how you answer the following question. How do you like your coffee? I like my coffee as bitter and dark as my own soul, which isn't bitter or dark at all. I'm a pretty nice person. Alien friendly? My favorite type of coffee is vodka. This one. This one. That's also charming. There you go. You find your zodiac sign to be inaccurate. Describe your own personal zodiac sign. The happy-go-lucky ecstasy pill. The rad sword on fire. The cute pup. The now canon lovers. The ambiguous iguana. The regal 1%. How about the regal 1%? Yeah! Haha. We did it. What would be your dream first date? A professional meeting where you charm your date with some astonishing business advice. A sweaty and manly wrestling match. Sexy decompiling. A wild party on international waters. Crimes. An art exhibition experimental enough to give you a seizure. No, that's Polly. We can live with that. International waters. I kind of assumed maybe there was fish involved. Usually it's not the same people twice, but we did get a Miranda there, so that's good. So this is how I'm going to be playing this, very, straightforward. I will be reading it for fun, but hopefully this doesn't feel soulless or boring or anything like that. We'll play a few of these. I want to do this in my free time anyway, so.
Let's do this!
Let's do this. Sorry. So I hope this is not boring to watch, and if you enjoy this. So we got 1 creativity. That's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, actually. So you get stats by going to the different places here. Also not very fun. But we need to get creativity up, so we get creative by going to the auditorium. That day we're rehearsing for the class play. It's though the muses themselves have descended to give you figurative oral sex. Your performance is so intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain +2 creativity. Without meaning to, you find yourself in conversation with Polly and Miranda, comparing the apps on your phones. Holy crap. They're wearing play costumes. This is amazing. I forgot about this. Ew, what you got, Mary? What you got? That dress, of course. And she's like the evil witch. Because of course she is. Polly is one of my other favorite characters, but she's, like I said, really into the drugs and the sex. Well, I have this game, Misunderstanding of Mobs. I'm not entirely sure how to play, but I keep winning, so that's nice. I've also got Scepter, which is like Uber, but for serfs instead of cars.
Oh, how majestic!
And Spooner, which is like a dating app, but for silverware. You know, I like my apps elegant and majestic. That's pretty cool, but do you have Rap Chat? It turns all your messages into raps, but you can only see them for 8 seconds. See, I love all the puns on actual apps, and this just goes on. Wow, what about you, Jennifer? What fun apps do you have? Yeah, impress us with something rad. Okay. We have to think. So the way these work is they're based on different stat blocks. Based on what your stats are, you can win or lose at these. So it doesn't really, there's not really a right picture, right choice for each person. I can't get over this outfit on Polly, okay? This is really cool. Oh, she's a plague doctor, actually. That's what she is. It's the plague doctor mask. Tiger, an app that can make tigers appear everywhere. There's nothing as majestic as a tiger. Nothing much, just this one app I made that turns my phone into a rad car. I think we're probably gonna fail either one of these because our stats are pretty trash right now. I'm thinking about the rad car though. It's so fun. You push the car button on your phone and it transforms instantly into a sick convertible, crushing some of your classmates in the process. Whoa, this car is the tits. Quite elegant indeed. You know, I've always felt the phones did not contain enough expensive materials. This solves that problem nicely.
Yes!
Plus, we can use it for drag racing. Let's go drag racing. And all the excitement you like to tell them, you have no idea how to drive a car. Oh, we got Polly, though. What they don't know won't hurt them, as long as they don't expect you to drive that car. Meanwhile, you scored a drag racing date with Polly, and you gain +2 boldness, +1 fun. Well, that's cool and all, but Polly's not the one I'm after here. We needed to do that, though, because I didn't think we could win at the other one. The Tigers. Okay, well, we're not going to sit with Polly, though.
Let's do this.
We're not going to sit with Polly, because we want to... You have to sit with... If you sit... Whoever you sit with lunch, you can score more points with. So let's try to do this. You find Liam artfully arranging his food while Miranda's diligently sorting her silverware. Neither of them is eating, obviously. Have you found it yet? I'm trying, Liam. But finding the perfect silverware for your cafeteria food pick is an art, not a science. How hard can it be? It's just silverware. Just silverware. And I suppose the food in your food pick is just food. She likes her silverware a lot. I've noticed there's a lot of different things about her vast variety of royal silverware. No, it's a metaphor for urban consumption in a post-modern industrialized mega society. Smug grin there. Well, my silverware is a metaphor for... silverware. Yes. Is that not enough? It's more than enough, but can we hurry it along? The lighting is perfect right now, and I don't want to lose it. You're a bit of a silverware aficionado yourself. Maybe you can sped up the selection process while simultaneously demonstrating your knowledge. Try the picture fork. It's a fork for taking pictures. Nothing conveys elegance and tastes like a gloating spoon. No, we want this one. Ah yes, the gloating spoon, the most distinguished of utensils. What's a gloating spoon? Well, of course, you wouldn't know about it. Rude. No, I wasn't being rude. Rudeness is simply the way one must introduce a gloating spoon. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Well, of course you didn't. You're not as cultured as I am. Such smug superiority. I am no match for the spoon. Miranda produces the gloating spoon with as much fanfare. It looks like a regular spoon to you, but then what do you know, you peasant? You convince Miranda to spend some time with you after lunch, lovingly explaining spoons' finer points, even though spoons don't have points. we have to do it. I'm sad that we didn't get points with Miranda on that first day. I'm hoping we can still do this. Let's do this. We do need to be more charming at some point. Probably. But creativity is still super low. Let's try to get some more boldness by going to the bathrooms and cutting class. Or let's get more fun. We get fun by going to this tree right here. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain +2 fun. After, you're eavesdropping on Miranda and Polly, waiting for the perfect moment to mention your influx of online followers when...
Greetings, my loves.
Never fear, ladies. You need not fight over me. It's the interdimensional prince, the anime villain arch nemesis that we all fear. Him again. As royalty myself, I must say that even I find him to be... What's the term you used to use, Polina? Extra AF. Polina. That's right, she's Polina Geist. Friendship between you beautiful maidens shouldn't be as soured over one as handsome, rich, and humble as I. But worry not, my sweet summer salads. I have found the perfect solution to protect your feeble hearts. You shall both marry me. I've dealt with male entitlement before, but this is official next level. Yes, an intradimensional level, as our collective wedding will be as well.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Lame.
not interested.
Ugh, what a commoner.
You are hardly the first prince to seek my royal hand in courtship, and I don't see that you're bringing much to the table. Interdimensional table, and I am the definition of marriage material. You'll never find a better suitor. I have a castle. I can defeat anyone at anything. I'll show you. I'll fight her. Is the interdimensional prince pointing directly at you? Why is your life like this? I can defeat you at any challenge. Name your weapon and prepare to lose. Miranda and Polly are watching you closely. Maybe you can skew the prince's challenge to really impress one of them. You know, it would be wild naked fencing with live weasels instead of swords. As a royal, you must fancy yourself pretty clever, so let's see you win at losing. Oh no! It was a creativity check. I failed. It's true. Royalty is very clever. I know because I'm royalty. Very well then, let's proceed with the challenge. The series of trials begins. You each post selfies of Moment Grand. The prince instantly gains 12 followers while you lose 10. Round 1 goes to the home team, it would appear. Sorry about your unfortunate face. Next up are classic feats of athleticism. The prince kicks up your ass up and down the archery, fencing, and bumper cars. Finally, you engage in a string round Monopoly. The prince wins with 6 moves. Normally Monopoly might last days, but I, with my incredible skills, have managed to win at once because I am a winner.
Utter elegance.
Now surely I have proved myself a worthy and winning groom for both my blushing brides. Yes, I believe you really truly have. Yeah, I know that technically the point was for you to lose, but losing is a pretty big turnoff. Winning is much more appealing. I'll go ask my father's policies on polyamory. You can trust Miranda's father to push the kibosh, allowing his daughter to marry the same prince as a coked out ghost, but he's still pretty dumb, and you lose -2 charm and -1 smarts. Ah! That hurt. That really hurt. Well, we need to go to charm school.
Let's do this.
How do you get charm? You get charm by playing dodgeball. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. Sigh, woe is me. Sigh. Could Miranda possibly be doing this because she wants attention? Only one way to find out. I love the skeleton in the background. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there as I was standing here suffering gallantly in silence. She did, and she wasn't, but she did, and she wasn't, but okay. I had the most tragic injustice befall me earlier this morning. I was rejected from our school's water polo team. They claimed I was mistaken about how polo is conducted underwater. Excuse me, but I was raised underwater. How is one even supposed to play water polo without a heavily armored seahorse as a mount? How, I ask you? Perhaps I offended them when I implied they were too impoverished to make afford sea steeds. If so, why, I would love to make reparations. But it may be too soon for me to show my face. Would you be so kind as to take this gift of the omelet, to begin the healing? I am told that peasants consider eggs to be delicacy. Obviously. But what would make the gesture even better is the personal touch of toppings. Caviar, eel, chocolate-covered sand crabs. They'll never forget this way as a present from our mer princess. An elegant senso card with your sincerest apologies, a list of all the faces, and a bundle of compromising photographs. I think this one, right? No, it's a creative. Ah! We should have done the other one. I thought that was going to be smart. Oh no, we couldn't possibly. Seafood and an omelet? For peasants? These poor souls may never have tasted egg before. My goodness, some may have millions of dollars to their name. Who knows the last thing they had any time in any food at all? Surely their taste buds would be overwhelmed by anything suited for the delicate palate of mer royalty. Let us first introduce them to the taste of pure egg. Miranda waves you on your way to make sure your omelet delivery. You still have to deliver this omelet, and Miranda isn't even impressed by you. And oh man, you lose -2 fun and -1 smarts. We're not gonna go to prom at this rate. We can't go to prom at this rate. We are just losing. We're losing horribly here. Stupid prince, I hate him. No sooner have you sat down at Damien Miranda's table than a haunting melody fills the air. It's a melody of cold northern peaks and the cloying sweetness of supple bovine teat. The song of the Ice Cream Wizard. He's here! He's here! I'm gonna eat so much ice cream, then puke on someone I don't like. Oh goodness, the Ice Cream Wizard only comes but once per solstice, during the hour of the Ascendant Pancake. You see an old dude in a floppy blue hat pushing a refrigerated cart with the shit magic painted on the side. So many great options to choose. Should I get a magma bar, brain destroyer, chocolate boomstick? What about fear of death, a frozen cobra, berserker berry blitz? The wizard's frozen treats invariably turn me into a frog for some reason. Perhaps I simply have not tried the right one yet. But which to try, if only when someone suggests a solution to whatever is truly the most difficult problem I've ever faced. The sugar blasted prince lips, beat up and take O's ice cream. Try the sugar blasted prince lips. But of course, I always have to find a prince to kiss me out of being a frog, but why not cut out the middleman? Prince lips, gross. I've already got a pair of those attached to my face. What? Where? There, where my mouth is. Wait, Damien, you're a prince? But you hide it so well. Gee, thanks. But Miranda's not paying attention. She's already traded the Ice Cream Wizard several gold ingots for a pair of sugar-blasted prince lips. Oh my, I can taste the enchantment already. Miranda finishes the prince lips in 3 graphic smooches. Afterwards, her lips are pretty cold, and she invites you to help warm them up. Because I am made of fire, after all.
Let's do this!
Okay. We're not nearly fun enough anymore. So, fun. That day after recess, you start a half-hour raid that goes full crazy. So these are always the same for the most part. You spot Juan, the small magical Latino cat, who seems a bit sad. He explains to you that he's worried that people are so used to calling him Juan, the small magical Latino cat, that now everyone defines him by his size, magicality, ethnicity, and species. He's more than that. You correct him. You don't see him in such simplistic terms and convenient definitions. It's just that there are around 23 other different Juans in the school, so adding all that to his name is quite necessary. You tell him you'll never forget about him, and the crazy adventures you both lived together in Monster Prom's prequel, Monster Middle School. You have a great time remembering those crazy stories and gain +2 fun. You catch Miranda monologuing about her problems to no one. She often does this. It's like she's accustomed to having a royal scribe follow her everywhere she goes. Oh, whatever shall I do about my army? We haven't had a proper war in months, and the soldiers are becoming ever so anxious. I've tried sending the servants to give them tummy rubs, and even putting extra leaves and sticks in their cages, but they just kill the servants with the sticks. I've never thought managing an entire branch of the military would be so challenging. How can I possibly keep my soldiers entertained? Divide them in half and make them fight a practice war. 1,000 piñatas. This is fun. You know of my kingdom's living piñatas, then? No, but divine providence must have guided your suggestion. Each year, hundreds of peasants are required by law to volunteer to be stuffed with candy and suspended from ropes throughout the palace. Visiting dignitaries are invited to take a few ceremonial wax. We always have more piñatas than we can use. I'm sure Daddy would be happy to lend a few thousand piñatas to keep my army happy. A splendid idea indeed. There's no reason you should feel guilty about this at all. You gain +2 boldness and +1 smarts. We're on track. We will win.
Let's do this!
So let's get that creativity up, shall we? Go to the auditorium, get a little more creativity. No, we want more charm. I feel like we're gonna need more than 10 charm to woo over Miranda. We only have a couple more chances to do this. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Many people fell during the battle. You can't take any more. So validity and straight, you take valiantly and go straight to the other team's leader and start negotiating for a truce. After hours of intense diplomacy, you commit to an agreement. What an unexpected twist. You gain +10 righteousness, but this game is so wrong in so many ways that you would be so lucky if you could do anything with that, and +10 charm. Miranda, obviously oblivious to everything that's happened, approaches you weeping.
Disgraceful.
Have you seen the news? The most dreadful thing has happened. The Lemurian monarchy has been overthrown. King Kraken no longer sits upon the throne of gold and baby skulls. Those filthy revolutionaries are saying he stole their daughters and ate their sons and forced everyone to work for free in the uranium mines. So he made a few shrewd financial decisions. That's no reason to depose him. If some innocent kidnapping and slave labor was enough to get the peasants in an uproar, I shudder to think of my own kingdom. Do you think my people might resent being forced to hold up the corner of the palace where the foundation is crumbling? Do you think that 100% income tax and random cannonballs we fired into the villages might be taken as something other than expressions of goodwill? God, I love how evil she is. She's just evil. She's just an evil Disney princess. I love it. Could this plague of civil unrest infect my own domain? Oh, perish thought. I'm inconsolable. Console me. How might I safeguard my kingdom against the fate of good King Kraken? Duh, replace all your subjects with mindless robots. I built a robot army a few months ago and I still have the plans. Give all your subjects belly rubs. Fishes love belly rubs. This seems creative to me. Let's try this one. No, they don't. Fish hate belly rubs. Which is what makes this the perfect plan. I'll have my royal henchmen spread throughout the kingdom, rubbing every belly in sight. A fish's belly houses its most delicate sensory organs. They'll be overcome with pain and terror, which will remind them of what unites them all. The ability to be murdered at any time. I would never have hit upon this idea without your clever advice. You truly are wise. What I'm saying is that whatever atrocities I now commit are your responsibility. Whatever. Fish piss you off anyway. You draw on your guilt and whiskey and gain 2 boldness and +1 fun. I don't care.
Let's do this.
Oh, hey, Scott. Scott's also one of my... Oh my god, this would be a weird table with the Coven and the vampire guy. That'd be really weird. You arrive at Scott and Miranda's table to find Scott happily chowing down while Miranda stares horrified at her tray. What's wrong, Miranda? Isn't it obvious? Right here on my tray. Fishsticks. Yeah, Fish Stick Fridays. Isn't it great? It's not great, Scott. The fish are my subjects. This is clearly the work of the air people.
What?
Air people? Yes, do you not know of the air people? The merfolk's most hated rivals? Don't you read the news? Yes, sure, because I totally know how to read. What? Well, I must insist that you cease eating those fish sticks immediately. It is high treason. So, how's he in high school if he doesn't know how to read? He's just the dumbest and the best. But I've been looking forward to Fish Stick Friday ever since last Fish Stick Friday. Are you sure I can't eat away? He's asking Miranda while holding a fish stick really close to his mouth, but you feel like you've got a better answer to settle this argument. You blurt out, haven't you heard, Scott? Fish sticks make you worse at sports. They contain ball-propanol and nerdoflavin. Fish sticks can eat absolutely no fish. It's garden snails and food-grade plastic. Scott can eat as many as he wants. Now this one. Oh no! Not nerdoflavin and ball-propanol! Those are 2 of the worst ones! Do the air people want me to be bad at sports? Of course they do, Scott. The air people hate sports and sportsmen. It's one of the most loathsome things about them. Aside from their feathers and their socialism. Well then, I'm not going to eat any more fish sticks ever again. Fish Stick Friday, more like fish stick... Bye day?
Yeah! Man, I gotta tell the rest of the wolf pack about this.
Scott runs off to spend anti-air people propaganda and Miranda gives you a most regal smile. I think we're on track here. I think we can do this. I believe in us.
Let's do this.
Let's get some creativity and call it a day, right? That day we're rehearsing for the class play, you do a terrific job at acting. You act so hard that some of your classmates in the audience throw roses at you. 7 roses to be exact. Damn, roses aren't a valid currency or stat in this game. Anyway, you just check your converter app to see if this can translate to something a bit more useful. It seems 7 roses equals 2 creativity points. Sweet, you gain +2 creativity. You see Miranda hovering in the hallway, whistling to herself and checking out her reflection in her own scales. Why, hello there, Jennifer. How funny and random to see you here entirely by coincidence near your locker. Seeing as how we've been getting on so well lately, I have dedicated to afford you the honor and privilege of taking me to the seahorse races. Ooh, we might have got a date event. So on the last night, you can get date events where you go on a date with someone. And it's worth extra points. So we can't screw this up. You can pick me up after school today and bring me an assortment of flowers with chocolates as a gift. You're welcome. Aw man, a chance to buy shit from Miranda and take her on an outing you have no interest in. Sounds amazing, let's rock! You go to the horse races and look for Miranda. She's wearing a beautiful and intricate horse race hat. Unfortunately, a sudden gust of held the hat away. You could swear that you could hear the wind whispering and not enough budget! But it surely must have been your imagination. No, my hat! Hey, Jennifer, I'm here. Look at this. Daddy always gives me money when I go to the seahorse races. Isn't much, of course. Only plus 3 million money, but it should still make things more fun to bet. Just pointing this out. Of course, nothing would sour this lovely date faster than picking a losing horse, so I put this daunting choice entirely on you. How should we choose the winning seahorse so that this day goes down in memory as a pleasurable experience rather than a sign that we should never speak again? Oh, this was her. How should we choose this winning seahorse so this day goes down in memory as a pleasurable experience rather than the sign we should never speak again? Yikes, no pressure then, but no worries. You know the perfect method for choosing winning seahorses. The only way to tell winning seahorse is by its taste. Why watch people ride seahorses when you could be riding me? No, literally though. Get a saddle and let's enter the race. Number two, right? Yes. Ride you? Why, this is an option I never even contemplated. I've never heard of one person riding another before. Ah, Miranda. Bless. Yeah, she's so innocent. She's evil as all get out. And genocidal and terrible, but she's such an innocent and pure soul. If there's one thing I've learned from years of helping Daddy suppress peasants' uprising, it's if you want something done right, have your servants do it themselves. But since they're not here, I suppose that makes you my servant. Let's do it. Let's win the race ourselves. The two of you sneak down to the stables and quickly forge the necessary paperwork to enter the race. At the sound of Mer gunshot, you and your fellow seahorses are off and running. You run as fast as someone who's hoping to earn a prom date with a beautiful mermaid princess, which is very fast. So fast, in fact, that you somehow managed to outrun over a dozen seahorses who have been training their whole lives for this moment, undoubtedly crushing their hopes and dreams. And the winner is, boons the announcer, Princess Miranda, riding Jennifer. Oh, huzzah! What a glorious day this is! Asserting my superiority over my subjects, not only by birthright, but also by sheer talent. It does seem like you just did most of the heavy lifting, as it were, since Miranda isn't particularly heavy. But why spoil this beautiful moment? This has been a perfectly wonderful outing. I should very much like to ride you again sometime. If only she knew what she was saying. Still, this is better than that. Better than not. You gain +2 money from the bet, and +1 charm from being ridden by a princess. I think we have a very good chance here. Let's just look at them all, though. Hey. Polly. Scott. Vera. Vera's expression doesn't... She's slightly happier. Miranda. This guy. Calculester. Zoe. Zoe just looks embarrassed. And going alone. You can go alone. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
You finally pick up your courage and ask your beloved to the Monster Prom with you. Will we succeed or not?
Disgusting!
That's disgusting. Darn. I don't think we had stats quite high enough. I think this is what got us in the end. I think of you as a sister. Actually, we were royalty. We royalty are into incest, so let me correct that. I think of you as highly unattractive. I must decline.
Ugh, disgusting!
What a loser. After that, you were forced to abandon your home and join the underground society of sad people who couldn't get a date to Monster Prom. Which is a fancy way of saying you had to live the rest of your life in the sewers. Gross. That's the secret handshakes. What? Why can't I use my quoting surf for this quote? How disastrous. Not sure what we did wrong there. Maybe we needed more creativity. I mean, starting with 1 creativity kind of hurt us a lot, but I did nothing else wrong. I got a couple of checks wrong, I guess. But we tried. Thank you all for coming along on this journey. I hate Leonard so much. 3 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. I love the coach. He's great. He's Tony the Tiger. Why does Zoe look so tall here? I guess there's shorter people in the front, that's why. Punka Chow, I just realized on his shirt. Miranda started a non-profit to help countries without a monarchy. Because all the countries should have the right to be graciously ruled by the Mer Kingdom. Damien became an interior designer specializing in torture machines. Last month, Vogue magazine called his products the refined marriage between macabre and chic. Vera kept being fierce, strong, and stunning. Some haters once said adult life would put that mean bitch in her place. But you know what? Vera ended up making adult life her own bitch. For those 2 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but you were plenty of battles left in the war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. And then it does this little closing credit sequence, but yeah, hope you had fun. We will eventually get through this. Hope to see you all. I've unlocked 6 new images in the gallery, though. Let's look at those. So we got an ending with Miranda. I guess they always just show show her, Chernobyl. It's always Chernobyl. I also have lost... So what art did we unlock? I have no clue. This is new. Oh, this guy. He's like the Abominable Yeti man. Huh. First photo of Violet and Tate. Yeah, we're just looking at these. What is this here? Vicky design. I don't know who Vicky even is. Vicky. Oh, Vicky must be the Frankenstein, like her normal. I mean, her actual name is Chernobyl. We know that. Fan art. We got more fan art. Oh, geez. That's something. People like Vera. But anyway, as I was saying before, thank you all for coming along on the Monster Prom ride. I will be doing a few more of these. Hopefully we will be able to eventually go to the prom and not screw up. Hope you all have a great day.